Hold on. Can you all hear me? For some reason, hold on. Can you all hear me? Let me know first. Yes, you can hear me? Okay, that's good. All right. It's me, Ori Gossett, with another live stream. Actually doing 3 live streams today. And this live stream is about solutions for women. Now, why did I come up with this live stream? I'm an anthropologist. And as an anthropologist, I look at societies and communities with a viewpoint of checking what is their philosophical foundation, what motivates the group and the community to behave a certain way and to keep things going. And as an anthropologist, I can see inconsistencies others don't pick up. For example, a sociologist may look at, let's say there's a housing crisis going on in a country. The public administrator will look at it and say, well, they just apply for a house if you have enough income and you can pay the deposit, then okay, you're in. So the public administrator is educated to see it from a technical point of view. You have the money, you have the income, you pay the deposit, you get the house, that's it. You have the paperwork, it's all done. The sociologist looks at it, they go down a minute. But in this neighborhood over here, you only see people of European descent. And over here, you also see maybe from people who are from a minority background. So the sociologist will admit, okay, in both neighborhoods, they have they have this housing problem going on. But over here, in the main European neighborhoods, you have this deposit system that you don't have around here. The public administrator will say, well, because that neighborhood is a bit more expensive, that's why I do it. But the sociologist will ask, okay, there's a discrimination going on over here. The anthropologist comes in and looks at and can clearly see, okay, this is what goes on. The reason why they have a high deposit system over here is because we want to avoid people from a minority background to move in there. The anthropologist can clearly see what the motivation is. That's anthropologists. So anthropologists tend to be a bit dangerous when it comes to society because we tend to see things quickly. We tend to read between the lines and see things very quickly what goes on. So a lot of anthropologists are oriented towards left-wing politics and a bit more reserved with coming out with their conclusions. And rightfully so, because the public tends to turn on you when you mention things you don't want to hear. So I decided, you know what? I've been addressing controversial topics on the YouTube channel for over a decade, also when it comes to females. So let me make a reminder live stream and also offer some directions that women in the West can take to improve our communities, because both men and women have to do their part. You can't only expect the men to do their part and that is wrong because of the men. No, women do their part because there are also women contributing to evil and misfortune. All right? So both have to contribute with solutions. So before I go into the whole topic, I felt on my heart to quickly address Python spirits very quickly and what you as a woman can do to lose this Python spirit off of you. Wait, let me get my other mobile phone to see the live chat. 1 moment. 1 moment, please. Wait. So, okay, my channel. Okay. Good, I can see the live chat over here. Now, listen. Python spirits. What are Python spirits? I'm going to, where can I leave this? I'm going to use my markers again for the whiteboard, and I also have some images over here I want you to look at. I'm going to explain the images very soon. One of them is a bit graphic, but you know what? This is a graphic topic, so you constantly graphic things and you're on the wrong channel. Okay. So what are Python spirits? Let's see if this one works well. Python spirits are, hold on. They are fallen angels. So they're men who've been banned from heaven, which is their home, and now they're homeless, diseased, so they're filled with diseases, they're unstable, awaiting the lake of fire. Okay, that's what Python spirits are. And Python spirits have, just like all demons, they have a deep contempt plus hatred for women. Yes, they really do. The issue with Python spirits is they're addicts. They want Python spirits, they crave human male sexual strength. Okay, you need me to use another stift over here. So human male sexual strength is something that Python spirits are craving. How are they getting that dose of human male sexual strength? Well, the only way they can get it is by using human women as vehicles. So what you see over here is that you have this Python spirit. He deformed the below parts of his shape, and he circled around the legs of the woman. And now he's all on top of her, looking for men to attract, because he's pinching the energy fields of men to bring them closer. So a man would look at a woman, a man would feel like someone is touching him while nobody's touching him. He would look in the direction of the touch he feels, and he would see a woman standing there. And so he would feel this magnetized pull towards the woman. And men in the West are not taught that women are not magnetic. So a lot of men in the West think that if they feel this magnetic pull towards a woman, that is something special, or that she is the one, or his soulmate, whatever. No, it's a Python spirit, a man that longs for your human male sexual strength. Yes, Python spirit I'm talking about. All right? So sometimes they come in two. They circle, for example, this case, one was circled around the leg and armed woman, other along the waist. But sometimes they come in more than two, but Python spirits, that's what they do. They use the human female as a vehicle to get human male sexual strength. And this is what happens. When the man feels this magnetic pull towards the woman, let's say he gives into it, he ends up talking with the woman. Now, the Python spirit begins to wound his energy field and try to suck his strength out of him. And if it comes to sexual contact, this is what the Python spirit is doing. And I'm showing this on this illustration over here. Okay, hold on. I'm address this quickly before I go to the rest of the topic, okay? When the man's about to enter with his penis to the vagina, this is what happens. The Python spirits, at least if there are more than two, one of them, sometimes they do it with both, they jump into the womb of the woman with their legs. The upper parts of their shapes are heading towards the exit of the vagina. They use their arms to cling themselves to the vagina walls. And when the dick enters, they begin to hit the penis of the man with their heads. With this, they're causing psychic shocks into the immune system of the man. And as a result, the man feels so magnetized and so shocked throughout his human body. He feels warm in every body part almost, in his back, in his fingers, in his head, in his feet. He feels like he's like on fire everywhere. And the man falsely thinks it's because the woman's vagina feels like this way. So he thinks this woman is very good sexually. No, it's the python giving head to the man's dick. to cause this overwhelming of the man's immune system. And this over time will have negative effects on the health of that man. Okay? So having sexual intercourse with a woman that's possessed by python spirits is a deadly thing. Okay? You think that it's the woman's what's between the woman's legs that's so wonderful and so exciting and that makes your body on fire. No, it's not. It's a man, a fallen angel that's possessing her reproductive organs, that's giving head to your dick and causing these shocks inside of you. Listen, the only place where you should feel extremely warm when you have intercourse with a woman as a man is in your dick. Because your dick is one inside of her, not the rest of your body parts. If you feel any intense warmth in any other body part of yours when you're having intercourse with a woman, I'm telling you, something's wrong. 9 out of 10 times, this is what goes on. It's a python spirit, okay? And python, having sex with a woman with a python spirit, this is exhausting for your immune system. And if you do it too often, you can die prematurely. And if you don't die prematurely, you'll develop diseases, all type of stuff. Sometimes you have organ failure, all type of stuff happening to you as a man. Okay? So again, for all the men, I don't care if it's a graphic topic of you. I'm going to show it right now. If you feel a magnetic pull towards a woman, pray immediately. Don't entertain getting close to that woman. Pray first, and if the Holy Spirit allows you, you talk to the woman to see what her need is. Because python spirits, they cannot use a woman that's healthy. Python spirits cannot be around healthy women, because first of all, python spirits, they hate females. They're disgusted by women to begin with. So a python spirit can never be around a healthy woman. And if the woman is a believer, they can't enter her body because the Holy Spirit is in her body. So python spirits, they're around unbelieving women most of the time because it's a body of the unbelieving women that they can enter. And sometimes with female believers, they're just around in her energy field, but they can't actually enter her vagina because she's born again. So if the woman is born again, the python spirit cannot enter her body, but they can only be in her energy field. If a woman is an unbeliever, they can enter into her body anytime she's under a lot of stress or she goes through a lot of issues. So also female believers can have python spirits, but python spirit cannot fully do its thing like they do with an unbeliever. I'm telling you, you enter, if you feel this magnetic pull towards a woman, get out, check out immediately. If God tells you to talk to her, it's only to give you the mission onto her to see what her need is to get her help. Simple as that. Don't ever think about putting your cock in a woman that gives off this magnetic pull. No woman is magnetic. Because the moment you do that, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get those weirdos that were kicked out of heaven pleasing you. Those are men pleasing you. It's sodomy through a woman's body. That's what it is. All right? And I'm not sugarcoating this. So what do you do as a woman if you think you have a python spirit around you? Hold on, let me see if you can see me clearly. Wait. I put this in. What to do if you think you have a python spirit? Let me give you one important symptom of having a python spirit as a woman. As a woman, you go through what you call your monthly cycle. I have no experience with that, don't ask me about it, but just scientifically I know women have their periods, okay? Around your period, you tend to feel a little bit more down, as a lot of women say. Can happen. But you shouldn't feel down throughout your natural cycle. Only after your periods, when you're actually discharging, you feel this a little bit down, a little bit more like strength on the inside of you. If you feel like this throughout the month, continuously, it can either be a medical thing for your nutrition you need to look at, or you get enough sleep or not, but if it's not something medical, it's a python spirit. Okay? So what do you do if you notice that you're a bit down often and you're hypersensitive to sound? Feeling down and hypersensitive to sound around you is a symptom of a python spirit being there. Now, if you feel like you're hypersensitive to sound, it can also have another cause. But when a python spirit is there, a woman tends to be hypersensitive to sound and you feel quite down. This is what you do as a woman. You admit that there may be some demonic charge on you. So what do? You stop what you're doing, you calm down, you go into prayer, into fasting, you meditate on good things in your life, and you begin to ask for help from other people. Because somewhere psychologically you're either neglected or things don't work properly with you. And this is this pollution, your energy field, that gives this Bible spirit access to you. So normalize, ladies, to ask for help if you feel lonely or if you feel like you need company. I'm not telling you to go out there and hop on every dick you find. No, I'm not telling you that, because it's not only sexual attention you need as a woman. Just common community attention also that you need. You get me? Even more than the dick attention that is natural for you to want for. So normalize it amongst women to simply say, listen, I need some attention. Listen, I need some affection. Please, cuddle me, pamper me, I need it. Feel comfortable admitting your need as a woman. When you do that, you're losing the grip of the Bible spirit over you. Because it's this denial of women that they are instinctively needy. It's this denial that keeps them in this dysfunctional psychic state that gives the Bible spirit access to use them. All right? So before I continue, is it clear to you, ladies, what you should do if you feel like or you think that there's a Bible spirit on you? Is it clear onto you? Let me know in the live chat. Feeling fatigued can have multiple causes. It can be your nutrition, you need better food, you need to eat better, you need more sleep, or maybe some emotional pain you need to process. But being fatigued or feeling down and hypersensitive to sounds, if you feel down or fatigued and hypersensitive to sound at the same time throughout the month, okay, that's a symptom. There's a Bible spirit over there. Of course, there's still psychological roots there that you need to deal with. So that's why you need to admit when you are in need as a woman. All right? Good. So I'm about to leave the topic of Bible spirits aside because I spent too much time on these rules already. But so you know very quickly, I'm going to show you one more time. This is how these entities look like. Okay? Let me get closer. You see that? Completely deformed. Completely wasted. Here's how many of them look. Just common dudes kicked out of heaven. Effeminate dudes also. And guys, do not entertain any woman who doesn't want to admit she has an issue, because you're guaranteed Biden's are going to have their way with you. Simple as that. All right. So, okay, I will leave this over here. The topic is solution for women, how to build stronger, safer feminine bonds. And you know what? I'm using this topic of Biden spirits as an introduction, because when God created the human being, Adam, God knew from the start that what he built needs something to complement him. God made the animals male and female, okay? So the animals have their quote-unquote partners they can reproduce with, and also they can have the communities with. God made the human being Adam all by himself. And God told Adam, go and work on the ground. Here are all the animals I've created. Give names unto them. Give them hierarchy. And Adam instinctively was longing for someone to soften his masculine impact. He told Daddy Father, Dad, there's nothing around here for me. Well, yeah, of course nothing around there for you, Adam, because you're a human being. Those animals are just physical creatures. You are a multidimensional spirit being, Adam, with a physical extension. Okay, but what about me? So God made Adam sleep. Adam slept. God took a rib out of his body. God performed surgery on him. And God turned that rib into a female body. And God put the female inside the spirit being, derived from Adam. And she became a living creature. And God introduced her to Adam. And Adam immediately saw what type of creature he was dealing with. You hear me? A man should leave his mother's father's house, cling to his wife from one flesh. That came from Adam, not from Daddy Father. Okay? So the woman is designed as a decorative force in the earth. Women decorate the earth. Whether it's nature, or whether it's cities or towns, or just landscape, women decorate the earth. That is the role that God built women with. Men work on the ground, and women decorate the grounds that men work upon. Okay, let me say it again. Men work on the ground. That means they work with the soil, the raw materials, or as a farmer with the crops, all that. Men work on the ground. Work on the ground also means they build houses, do a lot of physical labor. They build roads, bridges, whatever, infrastructure. And women are decorating the labor of the men. They're also motivating the men in their labor. Women also do labor, but their labor is different than the labor of men. Now, can a man and a woman do a similar job, like a job at an office? Of course you can. Can a woman cook? Yes. Can a man cook? Yes, both can cook. Okay? So there's certain things men and women can do similarly. Okay, absolutely. But women have their function that the earth needs, and men have their function that the earth needs. Okay? If women don't do their function that they should do, that means the men are in danger and the whole species is messed up. If the men don't do their masculine part, the women get messed up. This is how it goes. Okay? So it's important for women to get along together harmoniously. Do you understand this? It's important for women, wherever they're from, to get along in harmony. It's important for the well-being of our species and the well-being of the earth we live upon. Is this clear onto you? Let me know in the live chat. Let me see what's in the live chat. Because women are like grapes. Okay, I'm going to give them a switch both here. Unfortunately, I can't show you any grapes because I just ate all of them yesterday and used them for smoothies. So, okay, let me just move this crap over here. Okay, I'm just drawing some grapes very quickly. Okay. Another branch of grapes. And these are apples. All right. Let me see if I should get closer. You know what? Let me get closer over here. Yes, that's better. So, hold on. So these are men. These are women. It's a male over here. This big sphere of energy fields. There's a woman. An energy field shaped like a grape. Okay? Now, a man is intense and heavy. A woman is light. A man is intense, or you can say fierce. A woman is soft. But women as a group together, a bunch of women together, you see all these energy fields together, they form a powerhouse. Women as a collective are a powerhouse. All right? So, repeat after me. Women as a collective are a powerhouse. Repeat after me in the live chat, something for you to remember. Women as a collective together are a powerhouse. Repeat it in the live chat, please. I'm waiting for you. Repeat, it's very important for you to remember this. Yes. So women together are a powerhouse. And as a powerhouse, just like grapes have a weight. Hold on, let me get the other sticks. Okay. Just like grapes have a weight, onto them. A women together powers also have a weight. Just like grapes form a unit, women together in a group also form a unit. Now, men never form units on psychological level. They don't. Women do. Women form units on a psychological level. Repeat in live chat. Women psychological units. Women form psychological units. Men form allies. It means individual bonds in a big group. So men develop allies. Those are individual bonds in a large group. That's what men do. Okay? Women form psychological units. Men are like apples. You can have a basket filled with apples. The apples are similar. So they form not a unity, but they form, let me say, a marker. Okay? The same way men develop allies. Okay? All those individual men have a similar focus, and because they have a similar focus, they collaborate together. That's those men form allies. Women are designed to form psychological units or powerhouses. All right? So men together bond differently than how women bond together. You know what I mean? That's how God designed it. So remember this illustration over here. Make notes of it, or replay the live stream if necessary just to get through to you. Women become powerhouses when they are a collective. Men form allies. So a woman never allies with anyone. The group she belongs to of men and women may be an ally, but she individually never allies with anyone. Men are allies towards other men. Well, I hope this is clear unto you. So if women are meant to be a powerhouse, because that's what they come together, understand this: women become powerhouses whether they want or not. The powerhouse can be a positive powerhouse. Okay, let me go over here. If it's a positive powerhouse, then it's a community foundation. Now, they're not the foundation of the community, but women as a positive powerhouse are a community foundation. If it's negative, it's a demonic force. It is called a beehive. Okay? So, when women are together collectively in a negative state of mind or a negative state, they become a demonic force, which also symbolized as a beehive amongst pagans. When women are together in a constructive way, they become a community foundation, community function. So women end up in powerhouse whether they want it or not. Even antisocial women also be by themselves. They're also part of some type of powerhouse. Okay? So it's not a question if a woman will end up in a powerhouse or not. The question is which powerhouse should she belong to? Will she belong to a community foundation or will she end up being sucked up in a demonic force? Okay? So, do you understand now how important it is for there to be safe and stable female bonds? Is that clear unto you now? Let me know. All right. So, The only way you can have a positive powerhouse is by emphasizing sexual health amongst each other as women. It's quite important. For there to be a positive powerhouse of females, all the women who are part of that powerhouse should all agree on sexual health amongst each other. And how to agree sexual health is to admit and celebrate your vulnerability. That's the root of sexual health for females. Admit and celebrate your vulnerability. That's it. That's how simple it is. My bad. Let me bring this more to the back. So, question to you. What is the number one thing women should do to form a positive powerhouse? Write down your live chat. Write down. What is the number one thing women should do in order to have to become a positive powerhouse? Let me know in the live chat now. Let me know. I'll wait for your answers. It's in your face. Let me know in the live chat. Indeed, admit and celebrate your vulnerability. You should do that as women amongst each other. What happens in the world is that a lot of women do not want to admit their vulnerability because it's quite scary to them. I mean, they're not as physically strong as men. They're not as emotionally wired as men to be that logical all of the time. I'm not saying men are logical all the time, but they're not analytically wired. They are quicker to be emotionally shaken also than a man is. When it comes, and they also will carry babies. And you have infants depending on them. Or even if they don't have babies of themselves, the young generations can look up to them for some infant care. So all of this tend to overwhelm women in the world thinking, whoa. And they also have their monthly discharge that they have to deal with. So all of this should be a motivation for women to admit and celebrate vulnerability. When they do this, they realize that they have a lot in common. And because they notice they have a lot in common, they tend to feel safe amongst one another. So when women admit and celebrate the vulnerability, I'm sure it's going to happen. The next thing that's going to happen out of this is they're going to feel connected because they have a lot in common. And this is how you get sisterly love amongst women. All right? This is how it goes. When, let me go down, women admit and celebrate the vulnerability, they'll feel connected to one another because they have a lot in common, they're quite similar, and this leads to sisterly love amongst each other, which will include a lot of sisterly love, also called feminine empathy. All right? So this is called feminine empathy. All right? So, what is the number one thing that's lacking amongst women in the world? Just one question for you. Look at all of this quickly. Okay, let me go to the back a little bit so you can read more of it. hold on. Please, let me start for you. So, look at all of this. Forget about those demonic entities. They're irrelevant. What is the one thing women are missing in the world right now? Let me know in the live chat. Wait, I already got one answer. What more answers? What is the number one thing women are missing in the world right now, amongst other? All right, I'll just wait for 30 seconds more, then I'll continue. All right. Let me give a tip to you. I was aiming at this over here. Look, admin celebrating vulnerability is the basis. Once you have the basis, it will lead to this. And this is what's missing amongst women in the world, in most cases. Feminine empathy. What is feminine empathy? Feminine empathy is what we call sisterly love. A lot of women in the world are very competitive towards one another. And the competition amongst women tend to turn violent. Not that much physically violent, but violent on a psychic and emotional level. And people think men are violent. Well, men tend to resort to physical violence more quicker than women do, because men have the testosterone in their bodies to be more physically active. So that's why they tend to escalate the conflicts in the physical more often. That's obvious. But does that mean that women cannot be messed up and violent? Well, in the world, when women have fights with one another or they have issues with one another, they tend to hold on to grudges till they die. Listen, when it comes to violence, women tend to be more violent than men with one another. Let me explain why. With men, the violence tends to become physical, and we know, okay, we need to stop. With women, the violence remains on a psychic level. And because it's on a psychic level, we don't see an immediate physical impact. So it's very hard to intervene. So then the violence continues. The dislikes, the hatred, the envy, the jealousy, it continues. And as a woman, you're quite vulnerable. You understand me? I know I've explained this to women themselves. They know they're quite vulnerable. So if you have other women disliking you and men think negatively on you, you're on a psychic attack often. It can mess up with your fertility, your ability to become pregnant and have babies, and also mess up your ability to bond sexually with a man. If you're under psychic violence of other women, it's delayed physical violence. Let me repeat that. Psychic violence is delayed physical violence because eventually it will have a negative effect on you physically. Some women had many miscarriages. Why? Because there were other women being upset with them and discharging unrest towards them in the ether. When people release unrest towards you by meting negatively on you, it goes right in Earth's atmosphere, it hits the ether, and it becomes established in the Earth realm. So now you have a toxic electric weight on you in the Earth that will weigh you down. And a lot of women have this, and it's caused by other women, not by men. Women are more violent with one another than men are towards one another. And because women are emotionally wired, when they turn violent towards one another, there's no off switch. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Some of you ladies have your own mothers that are sabotaging you. Some of you ladies, it's your own mother that gave birth to you that held you back your whole life. Because your mother is regretting becoming a mother because now she has to be a role model for you. So you have your own mother that's blaming you for her own failures, and now she's murmuring about you, negatively on you, and that's harming you. But you tell her, that's my mom. My mom. You are so close to your mom, but your mom was devouring you psychically all the time. Some women, it's their daughters, but that's rare. Often it's the mothers who net to their daughters. Some of you have older female siblings, actual siblings. You have the same dad or the same mom. Or you're both from the same parents. Some of you have siblings who did this towards you. I mean, I don't hear people often talk about how women are violent with one another. Because women violent with one another, it seldom goes on the physical like with men. If it goes to the physical, we know we intervene, we stop it. But with women, it's mainly on a psychic and energetic level, and the physical harm follows later. You have women out there who had multiple mental breakdowns because they're haunted by the pollution that's thrown at them by other women. You have women out there whose marriages don't work because there are other women in maintaining sentiment towards them. Who does she think she is? She's been around the block. She's been sleeping around, and now she wants to find a good man. Oh, or you may have a woman that's sexually loose, that's sexually messed up, and now there's a woman who is sexually stable, and she tries to bring down that other woman who is sexually stable. That happens a lot. You have a lot of sexually messed up women who want to bring down women who are more sexually stable, and they pretend to be their friends. It happens a lot. Again, when women become a powerhouse anyway, it's just bound to happen. You either are into a positive powerhouse, that means you're from community foundation, or that means you're a good contribution to your community and a benefit to be around, or you're stuck into a negative powerhouse as a woman and you are part of a demonic force. So you become bad news for your community. And if you end up in a demonic force, it doesn't automatically mean that you are a reprobate, that you're an evil or bad woman. It simply means you're stuck into a destructive force. You're still bad news because you're part of a destructive force. It doesn't mean you're a bad human being. It still means you're part of something bad that means you're bad news too. And I want female believers to form positive powerhouses together. I don't want any female believer to be stuck into a demonic force. By the way, men together that are murmuring, complaining also become demonic forces. Men and women together as community can become demonic forces. But I'm saying any negative powerhouse is a demonic force by default. And because women are emotionally wired, they tend to energize the demons over and over. Because, okay, I'm going to draw it right over there for you, so you have an idea how it works. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to remove this pythons over here. Hold on. Hold on. Away we go. Wait. Now I'll leave this one over here. Hold on. Am I too close? Let me check. Okay. Let's say you have Mary over here, okay? Mary. And then you have a bunch of women. I'm going to draw them very quickly, okay? All these women over here, they form a powerhouse together. Like they are an energy bubble. They generate an energy bubble together. And let's say it's a positive one. Mary now, who has all these issues haunting her, if they focus on her as a powerhouse, they'll actually be drawing her in towards them. It's Mary. And Mary has a safety bubble. So it doesn't matter if Mary has a crazy ex-boyfriend who wants to harm her, or whether she has five and spirits, whatever. If you have a bunch of women, especially female believers, forming a positive powerhouse, and they put their positive focus, warm feminine focus on her, that alone begins to pull her towards them. They're not magnetic, but they're just pulling her with their motivation, and that alone generates a safety bulb around her, keeps her safer. Okay? So this is how women should keep each other safe. I'll give you 1 minute. Look at this illustration over here. And if you have any questions about it, ask me in the live chat immediately. I'll give you 1 minute. Look at it for 1 minute and then ask the question in the live chat, please. Thank you. Child of child, what do you mean with your question? I said women are not magnetic. They're not. But when they, as a powerhouse, become active, they have a pulling effect, not a magnet, but a pulling effect on other women as a group. And that's because their positivity is quite overwhelming. This overwhelming impact begins to draw any woman they're focused upon as a group. All right, is this clear to you now? Any other questions? Awesome, right now, please. Thank you very much. Men are magnetic on a psychic level, and this can have a physical effect too. Okay? Now, this physical magnetism does not automatically mean that they become like Magneto of the X-Men, pulling all physical metals towards them. Now, this can happen if they get power from the Holy Spirit to do so, or when demons back them up. But the physical magnetism of men is an indirect one. It can become direct and actually attract physical metal towards them, but it's not recommended. Only when God empowers you or when demons back you up can you do something like that. All right? So understand, so let me show you what will happen now if women form a demonic force. Let me go down right over there, okay? Okay, let's say this is Jessica, okay? And this is a bunch of women here over here. But they form a negative bubble. When they focus on her, they're shooting psychic missiles of unrest onto her. And she becomes under siege, weighed down by it. And she's going to end up with mental plus physical difficulties. All right? So, when women form a demonic force, they end up shooting unrest at any woman they're focused upon. If that woman is pregnant, the baby may end up deformed when it's born, or if she's pregnant, she may even lose the baby due to a sudden miscarriage or whatever. Or Even if the baby is born, she won't be able to bond with the baby well because she has been messed up in her brain with all the unrest thrown at her. If she is just riding, or if she's riding a bicycle or driving a car, she may end up in an accident. Yeah, and this over here happens a lot in the world. That women form demonic forces and launch unrest on other women. It is embarrassing, it's evil, it's stupid, it shouldn't happen. This above should happen. So again, ladies, admit and celebrate vulnerability. That's how you keep others sexually healthy. And this will lead to sisterly love, or what we call feminine empathy. I'm going to check that movie very soon. See what she's talking about. Look, this live stream doesn't have to take that long. Okay, it's quite simple. Accept and celebrate your vulnerability as a woman. Do this as women amongst each other. You realize you have a lot in common. You'll bond better, and there's sisterly love that develops, which is feminine empathy. And with feminine empathy, women end up looking after one another. And if women look after one another, you're gonna have you're gonna have more women being safe. You're gonna have more women staying alive. Right now, too many women are dying for their time due to mental and physical difficulties caused by other women. You know what I mean? Women in the world are often their own worst enemies. But I think it's all the men. Yes, there are stupid, evil men involved, okay? But listen, if your ex-husband or ex-boyfriend is stalking you and trying to hurt you and kill you, that ex-partner of yours was a woman who gave birth to him. The first woman in his life was his mother. What did his mother do towards him that he ended up so messed up? I'm not excusing how wrong he is today. I'm just telling he didn't end up that way by himself. So there were women that contributed to him becoming that way by either enabling him or by traumatizing him or whatever. And the first woman in his life was his mother. Why don't women ever blame the mothers that brought forth those evil men? Also, after those men are evil, or why aren't the good men dealing with the bad men? Hold on a minute. What about the women that gave birth to them and would deform them? I mean, some ladies, some women were sexually molested by the boyfriends of their mothers or the husbands of their mothers. And 9 out of 10 times, the mother was aware that that man was bad news, but it still spread the legs and had sex with him. So if a woman sees very clearly that the man is bad news and she still owes the legs to have sex with him, that woman is contributing to misfortune and harm in her community. There's no making excuses. Why do we ever blame women for being so sexually irresponsible? Why don't we do that? You as women, okay, I want to show my face when I say this, okay? Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if you can see me clearly. I can't see you face to face now because I'm in front of I'm doing a live stream, but I want you to see me and look at me. Okay, hold on. Ladies, look at me, okay? Look at me when I'm talking to you now. Just like you were taught to offload on men in general, because a few men did you dirty. It's not all of the men in the community did you dirty. A few men did you dirty, whether it was your own biological dad or stepdad or your ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, or some of the guys around you at a nightclub. Some men did you wrong, and you were taught by feminists to blame all men or to go after all men. Well, let me tell you how it should be. All these men that did you dirty, there were women that contributed to them becoming those monsters. Often it's their own mothers, or often are their ex-partners, whatever. Why don't you are you upset with them? Okay? Those other women harmed you by bringing forth those dysfunctional men. Okay? The first woman in a man's life is his mother. If the mother is feminine and caring, that man will grow up never want to hurt any woman. If the mother was a crazy bitch and neglectful, taking out on her son, guess what? I don't approve the son becoming a monster later on, we shouldn't. But if you have men turn out into monsters, be upset with those women. Call them out, scream at them, cuss them out for putting you and other women in danger. Don't just go after the men all the time. Yes, we as men, we need to keep other men in check, but you women should keep each other in check too. If a woman, because this happens in the United States a lot, especially in the Black community, if a woman is beating her son in public, making son cry and scream, all the women say, hey lady, what are you doing? You should call the cops on this woman to get her arrested, and then female police officers, other women have to talk to her saying, lady, why are you beating your son in public like that, humiliating him? What are you thinking? That man is going to grow up hating women, having issues with women, and all of us have to deal with it later on. What are you doing? Why are you making life harder on us? You should call out other women when they are harming other women. I'm not excusing evil men or negative-minded men, but those negative and evil men, women brought them forth. And other women also contributed to them, because sometimes you have men who are psychologically dysfunctional and other women take advantage of them. And those men end up losing it. If they end up losing it, how they end up losing it? Because there were other women, for example, their ex-girlfriends, whatever, who took advantage of them sexually. Why aren't we arresting those women? For women to be safe, women have to be good towards one another. Okay? There must be feminine empathy. And right now, a lot of women lack feminine empathy. And why do women lack feminine empathy? Because of one reason. They want a risk-free right. Okay? What is a risk-free right? These women, this is not all women on earth, I didn't say that, but a lot of women in the world, including some female believers, unfortunately, and that's embarrassing, they want a risk-free right. As a woman, you're designed to contribute to your community with your feminine softness. When you're growing up as a little girl, your biological father, or if he's not around, your stepdad, or if he's not around, the other men in the community, like older brothers or uncles, should put into you that you as a woman, you owe your community feminine softness. And in return, you get protection and affection. But a lot of women in the world, they want the protection and affection, but they want to give feminine softness back to the community, which is something the community needs. The community needs feminine softness. They do. If there's not enough feminine softness, the men will turn into sociopaths or lunatics, turning one another. So feminine softness is required and needed for the community. So you're needed as a woman, but you have to realize you're needed and you have an obligation to give feminine softness to the community. And in return, the community is obliged to protect you and give you affection. Simple as that. That's how it works. It's a two-way street. But a lot of women in the world, they want affection, want protection, but they don't want any obligation or responsibility. They want a risk-free right. They just want to be somewhere. Nobody calls them out, nobody challenges them, nobody holds them accountable or reminds them of their obligation, just want to be somewhere, and they're never challenged psychologically about anything. Anytime you call them out on something, on a bad behavior, on neglect, they ghost you. That's not, especially in the Western world, women love to do this, ghosting. They ghost other women, they ghost sometimes even jobs, or they especially ghost men, where men call them out saying, what are you contributing, what do you bring to the table? And that's why they have those fairy tales when it comes to the opposite sex, when it comes to men. A lot of women in the West have fairy tales when it comes to men. Oh, yeah, he needs to be 6 feet tall, he needs to earn 6 figures, he needs to look like this. There's nothing wrong with having criteria for what you want in a male partner as a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But your criteria must be realistic. You can want whatever you want, but if what you want is not realistic, you need to change. Simple as that. The reason why so many women have difficulty in marriages and sexual contact is because they want a risk-free right. And let me tell you, lady, all of you women watch this, there's no such thing as a risk-free right. It does not exist. Even the Disney movies that inspired you to think like this don't have risk-free rights in them. All those characters in those fairy tales you see on Disney, they all went to risk. Yet you have women out there who are even more unrealistic than the fairy tales that they're looking at. They want a risk-free right. They want to go through life without ever have to deal with anything uncomfortable, and always when there's discomfort, they either explode, don't rescue someone else, or they just run away. That's why a lot of women don't want sexually healthy men. Yeah, I'm going to say it. This is what a lot of women, especially in the West, want. Okay? I'm going to paraphrase it now. It may sound quite disturbing, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you want to get upset with me, then I don't care. A lot of women in the world, especially in the Western world, they want the sexually dysfunctional men with a lot of money. A lot of women in the West and also other parts of the world, they want a sexually dysfunctional man with a lot of money. People say, Rashid, what the fuck are you saying? No, that can't be true. Women want a man with a future, man with a vision, blah, blah. Bullshit. There are a lot of men out there with a vision, with dreams that are working on. We're actually doing stuff. And women avoid them. And when people complain, where are the good men? Let me tell you what goes on. If you're with a good quality man that contributes, and you come with your emptiness and void, your emptiness and void is going to come out. And then everyone's going to see that you're the one that's functional. And a lot of women want that to happen. They want to be able to ghost or walk away anytime their own void and emptiness becomes visible. That's why they want men who are defective and dysfunctional, because they can always complain about the man and walk away. And when they complain and walk away, people have said before them, that guy was playing video games all day long, or the guy was watching porn, or the guy was physically aggressive, or the guy was a womanizer. They want a man that's sexually dysfunctional so they can have an excuse when they want to escape. To have a man that's firm, masculine, and contribute to the community, hey, you get involved with that man sexually, and you leave him, or he leaves you, everyone's going to ask what happened. That guy is of high quality, contributing to the community. How the heck did you have a man like that and you didn't work on it? Even other women are going to turn around thinking, what the heck, lady? So women cannot afford breaking up with a sexually healthy, contributing man, especially not if he's of high caliber with high sex drive. So that's why instinctively a lot of them prefer the dysfunctional, messed up men, because at least there they have an excuse to escape. Simple as that. Is this all women on the earth? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I never said that. But a lot of women have this annoying reprobate attitude. I don't think they are reprobate. Well, some of them are, but they have this annoying reprobate attitude. They just want a free right. If you ever challenge them on anything, you're not attacking them. You're challenging them to be better. They think, who do you think you are, talking to me like that, blah, 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 and they leave. And you know what? Men have to stop giving excuses to such women, because those are the type of women that end up forming demonic forces that harm all other women everywhere. You know what I mean? This is what men should stop doing. Giving sympathy to women who are neglecting and harming other women, especially their own daughters. Me, I look at what you are as a woman, not who you are. You can be a 20-year-old, even if you can be a 20-year-old virgin, good looking, hot, all of that. But if what you are is disturbing, I don't care about your low body count. I'm out. Simple as that. I look at what you are. That's what all men should do, and you ladies too. Simple as that. Ladies, all women were watching this. There's no such thing as a risk-free ride. Life has risk in it, okay? You will feel discomfort time to time. And by the way, you have a menstrual cycle each month. So you have a period each month. So you know that you are guaranteed to go through some discomfort. You go through it every month. So you of all creatures should know that it's going to be discomfort in your life. You as a woman are designed to turn discomfort into decoration. Okay, you have the ability to turn discomfort into decoration, something good. You have that ability as a woman. As a woman, you have, together with other women, you become a powerhouse. And women that become powerhouses can accomplish a lot for their communities. I don't want to go into this right now, but women that are women as powerhouses can even affect the weather. They can even affect the soil of farmlands. Yes, they do. Women as a powerhouse can affect the behavior of animals. If a bunch of women are in this negative, resentful state, they can trigger attacks of animals on other people. There are children out there who die because dogs attacked them, and those dogs were agitated by the angry attitude of the women around, of the human females. The dog got terrified of all these human beings being so angry, so the dog took it out on another human being. So the dog's being killed for killing this little boy, little girl. But who the ones that trigger the dog? The negative women around are. Women can affect the weather too, not in a universal way, but on a local scale. Women are powerful together. When women are together, they're powerhouses. You're powerful, ladies. Understand this. Ladies, you're powerful. And because you're powerful, ladies, we cannot afford you to be long-term dysfunctional. Long-term dysfunction no woman should be long-term dysfunctional. It's a detriment to the community. All right? So as a woman, you should be humble and admit you need help to be better. Simple as that. There's nothing wrong with that. Accept and celebrate your vulnerability. That's the base of sexual health amongst women. Again, women are powerful. Freemasonry, as well as this Greek mythology that Freemason uses, tells you that women are only good when it comes to giving sex or giving birth to babies or making sandwiches. Not all Freemasons, I'm not saying that, but Freemasonry, the root of it has to do with Greek mythology, in which women are reduced to sex machines, baby factories, and making sandwiches for the men or cooking. I'm sorry, but women can do far more than all of that. Women cannot do all the same things men do because they're not men, but women can do a lot. So because women are capable of doing a lot, they end up doing a lot of harm to the community if they're not sexually healthy. So that's why women have to be held accountable and they have to be pushed to be positive powerhouses. Simple as that. And one thing you ladies need to understand, there's no such thing as a risk-free ride. Get it out of your head, please. Thank you very much. Get it out of your head. All right? Good. So understand, any woman who wants a risk-free ride is an unreliable, untrustworthy creature. And that means a lot of women out there are untrustworthy and unreliable to be around. And they are a detriment to their fellow women around. If you feel like I'm talking to you now, that means you're the one that needs to be addressed and you need help. Don't feel attacked by me, just be corrected by me and become better, please. You can do it. God will celebrate you, become better, I'll celebrate you, and the belief will celebrate you too. I know a lot of women have been messed up by society. Though the society has shaped, deformed them, that's true. But at least they have to admit they're deformed and admit that they need to be better and be willing to be better. Simple as that. Women are not baby factories, sex machines, and sandwich makers. Women can provide a lot of sex. They can have babies and they can cook very well. But women can do far more. Listen, when women are a positive powerhouse and end up singing together, wow, that gives a healing effect to the community. I'm not saying they're healing the community, but women can give a healing effect to the communities. If African American women would do this in the United States, you will see a lot of improvement in the black community in the United States immediately. If in Ukraine and Russia, women begin to do this again, this whole Russia-Ukraine war would end very quickly. You know what I mean? But because women there are not fully operating femininity, this whole bullshit war, which is a Freemason project, could have happened to begin with. You know what I mean? Yo, ladies, am I talking to a wall over here? Don't you realize that together you're quite powerful? That should excite you and to want to be as feminine as you can. We men can't do it without you, ladies. We can't. I know that Greek mythology taught that the community only needs the sex drive of older men to go. That's what Greek mythology taught. That's what Greek mythology lied to us. It's not true. You need the sex drives of all men and the feminine urges of all women. You can't just say, oh, only the sex drive of older men and neglect everyone else. Are you kidding me? That's Greek mythology. And I'm not doing Greek mythology over here. I'm not. Ladies, you are a powerhouse. Use your leverage, please. Instead of complaining all the time, complain and then convert the complaining into action. Become positive powerhouse and contribute, please, ladies. You can do it. And I want to see more of you doing it. I don't care if you are a Judean woman, if you're a black woman, or you're a white woman, Asian woman, Arab woman, I don't care where you're from. You're a woman, you are derived from Eve, the first woman God made, and God doesn't make shit, okay? Some women turn themselves into shit because of their reprobate attitude. That's unfortunate, but women as a design are good and powerful. So ladies, please operate in feminine design, please. Unlearn this parasitical leeching off that society taught you, okay? What's the base of it? Admit and celebrate your vulnerability. Eventually, as women get to lead to feminine empathy, and I really want to see more feminine empathy around, because what I see now amongst women, it really horrifies me. What I see amongst women right now is quite horrible, okay? Instead of feminine empathy, I see bitching, fighting, backbiting, hating. Women do witchcraft, sabotage one another. Women wish each other harm. Women bring each other down financially, sexually. Some women even become involved in sodomy, preying on other women. I mean, what I see amongst women right now is, it's quite, Lord. If there was another earth I could escape to, and I was not a believer, I would escape to the other earth. Because I was thinking, man, what are these women doing? Ruining their own species like this. It needs to stop. Accept and celebrate your vulnerability. Sister love will develop. Turn to the positive powerhouses and affect the earthly community for the better, please, ladies. You can do it. You can do it. All right? So, are there any questions about this topic? Are there any questions about this topic? I'll give you 2 minutes to ask questions. Are there any questions? Because I have 2 more live streams to do today. Next one is going to be about the men. It's also important for women. And one later in the afternoon will be about the Baphomet. Okay? But I want to do this one first, because I felt like a lot of you ladies needed it. Yes, Feline. Let me highlight your question, because it's quite important. Men are indeed as a conglomeration. Absolutely. Women are like a grape, like a branch of grapes, as shown over there. Men are a conglomeration. Women actually form a unit together psychologically. Okay, let me see. God is good all the time. Okay. I don't get any more questions. Thank you all for being here. Keep on agreeing with Christ, and I'll see you next live stream. Shalom, everyone.